Why, hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 182 of the Sensible Sociopath podcast. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Woot, woot.
My name is Stephen Paul. I'll be your host tonight. Sitting across from me is the lovely superfan Dan.
Yes.
He's evil. I told him he looked villainous today, and he does.
Indeed.
You got to turn on the red lights.
Oh, yeah.
He looked like the devil.
Roxanne. Get it?
Yeah.
It's a red light joke.
It's true.
Uh-huh.
It's true.
Dan's a prostitute.
Especially with, the Mr. Normack's original comment.
Yeah, that you are a hoe.
Ho is everyone
Faux show.
tonight.
Ho is everyone tonight.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Normac.
Hi, Normac. Hi, Margot. Hey, Kat.
What's up, y'all?
Trevin's here, too.
Oh, snap.
And who's in the booth?
Oh, he says it's Modelo time.
Roma's coming out of the booth.
Coming out of the booth.
Told Booth Roma. That's our producer. I can hear every goddamn word you're saying. Roma Romerica Rifkin, our lovely producer in
Hi,
studio.
guys.
Hello.
And who are you, good sir?
I'm Stephen Paul. I made sure I did it this time.
I just had to reiterate one more time.
I'm Crash Vandersloot.
Oh,
You see?
Yes.
That's a joke from the PlayStation, as well as a woman being killed.
Yeah, that's very you.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to touch all bases. So we have a great show for you tonight. We are live on YouTube on a Friday night. If you are listening live, you can chat with us. As are our great fans. And if you're watching afterwards, just make sure that you comment, subscribe, share, and turn on the notifications so that you'll see us next time when we are live.
And thumbs up, right?
Oh, yes. Hit that. You can hit that right now. Hit it and then unhit it, and then hit it, then unhit it. And I don't know if they keep adding up, but
Here's
you should try.
hoping. Yeah.
I don't think they do.
Oh, you know what someone was saying is if you keep refreshing your video during a live stream, it's like a hack that you'll get like 1 million views if you refresh it 1 million times.
That's how they do it.
Yeah, so guys, you'll just get every other word, but,
But we'll get really good views.
but it's going to be great.
I'm going to see if that works.
Yeah. Let's start calculating or bringing up those numbers, Roma. That's what I want you to just sit there and...
All of a sudden, we have 1 million views.
Dude.
I probably couldn't do it 1 million times in one episode, though.
Sounds like a challenge to you, Roma.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, how would we tell from our other videos with 1 million views, though?
That's true.
You know?
So I have something.
Okay.
So last time that we were all together in the studio, we were talking about that exercise guy.
Yes.
His name is Vince Stance.
Oh, that's his name?
Yes.
Does anyone know that?
I don't know if anybody actually knows him by his name, but everybody knows who he is. He's always talking about eating carbs and all of that. Totally jacked.
Mm-hmm.
But I delved a little further into what exactly he was talking about, and one of the things he was talking about for dudes is, making sure that you have a healthy amount of testosterone and, lowering your cortisol and the several different foods that are actually like killing men's T cells versus actually letting them go and, doing that because apparently guys will produce.
Did you purchase his system?
No, not at all. It was a free video.
Dan?
But the interesting thing about the video is that our intro music was the exact same music he was using throughout his video. I am not even joking. It was
that
awesome.
is awesome.
That's funny.
I'm going to sue him.
Yeah,
We bet you we've been doing it longer.
We did it first.
Absolutely, yeah.
We did it first
And
on
the
podcast.
You know what? I actually usually find the music well before I start, because I'll just go through and start gathering the ones. Yeah, because you don't want to be sitting there trying to edit audio and trying to find a good track because you just it's a process to make whatever. I get it for rappers and stuff who depend on someone for a beat, depend on a producer, and why a good producer is so amazing, why Kanye or Dr. Dre or somebody would just be so good is because you're I can depend on that guy to give me a good whatever, a good beat, something that fits me, something whatever.
Bring it around to the hook.
And yeah, and you got to kind of tailor it for the person because everybody's got different styles and stuff, and so it's very interesting.
This is probably super arrogant, but I honestly feel like I could make better music. If I had the skills, if I knew how to actually create music, I feel like I could make better music than majority of the stuff that's out right now.
A lot of
maybe not lyrics, but beats. Cause I listen to stuff and I'm like, this is boring. This is boring. I don't want to move to it. It doesn't get stuck in my head. And I just feel like, dude, sometimes I'll be in the shower and like, I'll just start like making shit up in my head. And I'm like, this is fire. Like, why am I not doing this?
Yeah.
Dropping it by Roma.
And I'll do the same thing. Like yeah.
But if I make up a ditty in my head and it stays in my head for the rest of the day, like that shit's fire. Like that needs to be on the radio. And like you hear all these producers and all these like artists and I'm like, this is boring. It does just all sounds the same. It's just fucking shitty.
You guys want to hear the cringiest thing in the whole world?
Yes. No. Yes.
Guys, this is big. I've never told anybody this.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know if I want to.
Okay.
Hype.
Roma, do you remember when I was a child and I got a guitar?
Yeah.
So I think I was probably about 6, 7, something like that.
Did you
Very
put your dick in it?
No.
Oh, that's usually what you do.
I'm being open here.
I didn't know.
Okay.
That was 13.
So I was wanting to be a musician.
Okay.
And I started, I was terrible at guitar. I still can't play guitar.
It's hard.
And I definitely couldn't sing and play guitar. So I wrote 4 lines of a song.
Okay.
And I've remembered it the rest of my life.
Wow.
And I've never told anyone about it because it's so bad.
Are you going to tell us?
I'm going to sing it.
Awesome.
Oh, shit.
Exactly how I wrote it when I was 6.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you need backup music or something?
No, I just need to get this out.
Okay.
Chill out, Dan. This is tough.
I was trying.
This is tough for me.
Okay.
Shit. Okay. I wish I could walk like you. I wish I could sing like you. I wish I could do everything that you do. That's it.
That's awesome.
I like it.
I don't care.
Really?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what's
it gives me douche bumps.
douche bump?
I just came up with that.
Okay, well, you were 6, so.
Yeah. But all right, it was more like this. I wish I could walk like you. I wish I could dance like you. I wish I could do everything that you do. Like that. I'm just like, ugh, I don't know. It just.
I feel like if you put the right beat behind it, though, and like.
Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like that could be something.
Somebody just stole it.
It's like, well, yeah, of all our millions of views, obviously.
I mean, you guys can make
Roma.
fun of me. You don't have to make me feel better. It's fine. It's a terrible song.
I don't hate it. I mean, for a 6-year-old, I think it's awesome.
Roma,
I don't hate it.
don't
I've heard
support me.
way fucking worse stuff.
All right. Well, I thought I was really letting something out there. Like it felt like.
Wow, you've carried that shame around for a really long time.
Yeah. There was also this one time when I had a gold earring.
Uh-huh.
And I was I was in a little league that was sponsored by a funeral home.
Okay.
Adam's Perfect Funeral Home. Remember?
Oh, nice.
You were a member, Roma.
I don't
For
know.
one season.
Okay. I played and got hit in the face by a baseball.
Yep.
A pop fly right in the chin.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much quit after
Just
that.
took one to the chin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was sunny and I was trying to catch it and I was kind of like trying to shield the sun with my glove and it just hit me right in the chin.
Yeah.
It's a good thing it didn't hit me in the mouth.
Yeah.
Like I probably would have lost teeth or had one come through my lip or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you weren't allowed to have earrings
Oh.
while you were playing.
Okay.
And mine was gold.
Okay.
Okay. So I took my earring out, because we were in the middle of a game, and I'm like, oh shit. So I took it out to put in because I remember the rules were that, which I think was probably the time where I stopped following rules. But I had it in my fingers, and someone hit like a grounder, or I don't know if it was a grounder or what it was, but basically I had to decide what I was gonna do, and I just stood there for too long. Dropped the earring finally, threw the ball, fucked that up too because I was all flustered and crazy, and lost my earring.
Oh.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. So basically, I lost everything,
You lost, yeah.
because
Fucked
I
up
tried to
that-
follow the rules.
Fucked up that riding lawnmower later. You know that, right?
Well, I mean, it was a very thin earring, not very substantial whatsoever.
I'll buy you a gold earring.
That if I show up next week with a gold earring, I'll be very happy. It's just one of the little hoops. Yeah. So, anyways, that was
Oh, do you feel better?
I kind of wish you guys made fun of me and didn't support me.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I thought it was shit, but I was just trying to be nice. So.
Thank you. God,
Yeah.
is that so hard? We're a comedy podcast, not a self-help group. If you guys tell me some heart-wrenching shit, I'm gonna let you have it.
All right.
And I will be so quiet and so thoughtful looking until you stop saying whatever you just said, and then I'm gonna let you have it.
I'm going to give you a gold record.
Wait, a gold record?
We're going to make
for my ear? Oh, okay.
No, your lyrics,
they're the best.
They are the best.
Exactly.
We're going to take it straight to the top.
Yeah. That would be funny.
You're going to be a star.
Kat says it was beautiful.
Oh.
Don't support him, Kat.
You guys are the worst. I gotta. To be funny, you have to hate things. You know, you just have to have like those feelings of loathe. I think.
Yes.
Oh, I've got a lot of that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what makes you funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people are the funniest when they're a little pissed off. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get a couple drinks in you. You know, like there's some things that help funny.
I went into work the other day, and when my coworkers were like, "Hey, like how's it going? Whatever," and I was like, "Oh, good. And how are you?" And she's like, "Good, no complaints." And I'm like, "Oh, I could complain, but I won't." And she's like, "Thank you." And I said, I'd make it sarcastic and funny.
Yeah. You'd be entertained.
Don't downplay it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, you'd enjoy it.
Exactly. And that's
Make
the way
you
it
feel
should
better
be.
about your life.
That's the way it should be. Because like most people have boring jobs and all sorts of shit. It's like, have some fun. I don't know. Why do people always want to be serious?
I don't know.
I think
I usually come in with a good story.
Yeah.
I think I yell some pretty funny shit while I'm driving in a big truck and I watch traffic.
Yeah. Show me your tits. Like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's some fat guy.
Yeah. Exactly, Roma. Nailed it. So you guys, I've got a few things that I want to talk about.
Okay.
One of them's really short.
Okay.
Okay. We've talked about cast iron pans in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm a
I
big
think
fan.
so.
More
Dan's a
than
big fan.
twice.
Dan cooks his eggs in them for some reason.
Because it's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. I've never been able to get that to work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can.
I've
gotta
never
get
been
them
able-
out of the can or out of the pan.
Yeah, exactly.
Canned eggs.
Yeah. Don't. But it's from this book, which is The Food Lab.
Okay.
And it's written by this guy, George Lopez White Alt or something. J. Kenji Lopez -Alt.
Okay.
That's too much shit going on.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. But if you know, like if you watch like MasterChef and stuff, they always talk about, this James Beard nominated or James Beard awarded.
Mhm.
Well, this is a James Beard awarded book, and it's also the International Association of Culinary Professionals awarded best
Okay.
book of the year.
Oh,
so
shit.
totally legit. Like Gordon Ramsay acts like being nominated is a big deal.
Right.
So I
Okay.
imagine winning is a bigger deal.
You would think so.
Yeah. I mean, the book, not the,
Right.
it's probably a different category. So what he said, and it makes sense because, everybody's like, don't ever, wash your stuff. Don't wash your cast iron, anything.
With soap.
Yeah. With
Don't
soap.
wash it
Yeah.
with soap.
Some people don't even let water touch it, which is kind
Weird.
of hard to do,
Well,
if you're going to cook things full
yeah.
of water. But what he says is that he's like, so basically what the seasoning on the pan, the coating, that deep black, it's just burnt oil. So the oil gets on there and then it goes through a polymerization process. So it basically kind of turns into like a plasticky enamel.
Yep.
So that's not going to wash right off. It's like baked on basically.
Right.
So if you're just using some soap, no problem. He says, as long as you oil it afterwards, you're good. You're not going to get that off there. And he's like, even if it does get damaged, he's like, you can just, it just recreates itself. You
Right.
just cook with it. He's like,
That's how I've always used mine. I will use soap on it if it needs to be done. And, I've even, like, if I've got something that's, like, really gunked on and sticky, I will throw water in it. This is probably super frowned upon, but I'll throw water in it and then boil it.
okay,
And that helps to release stuff.
I do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I have put soap in it. But yeah, no, I always run a little bit of soap in it because I'll have a sponge with some soap and I'll just kind of wipe it out. And then, and then I re-oil it and it's fine. I mean, I've never had those ones where it was like non-stick. You could slide an egg around in it. But for the most part, it's fine, you know?
Well, and the something that they were talking about was rust. So he says what you should do is pour Coca-Cola in there to eat away the rust. And he's like, leave it overnight. Then you'll just, go in and wipe it out and re-season it yourself.
Honestly, every time I've ever had rust in it, I always just re-oil it and it seems fine.
Yeah, I think it just cooks off or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was kind of interesting because, such an award-winning book and it makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
It's like taking an enameled cast iron thing and being like, you can't heat that up. It's like, oh, well, it's probably going to be okay.
It's meant to have liquids in it. Yeah, I don't know. I've always taken that with a grain of salt and been like, look, I just want my stuff to be clean. I'm not gonna. It's a tool, and I'm not gonna baby it because I'm not some kind of 4-star chef or whatever. It's just fine.
And I bet you it was probably like a Southern thing or something. Like that's just been passed down through generations, and
just keep adding bacon grease.
Pretty much, Yeah, don't wash it. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's cool. That's reaffirming.
Yeah.
I'm like,
so I don't know if anybody's going to change their ways. I haven't put soap in mine yet.
I have always done it.
I will not put soap in cast iron. I was taught at a very young age that you do not do that.
Yeah.
You scrub it out. If you've got to scrub it out with anything really that's stuck on there, well, first of all, you were silly and let something get burned on the cast iron. But then you take steel wool and not with the soap, but like one of those.
But see, that doesn't make sense because you're still going to be rubbing off this coating. That's my whole thing. I'm like, okay, well, if you can take steel wool to it, which is going to be in essence rubbing off this coating, why can't you just throw a little bit of soap in it? I don't know. It's not like I let it soak overnight in soap. I just feel like it's not. I'm going to recook it with more fat, and the fat is going to cook down into it.
And both sides make sense.
Yeah.
Because if you're going, hey, I've got to maintain this oiled, whatever barrier that allows the food to slip and slide. Basically, he was saying that the polymerization, bonds it to the cast iron, and it's like an enamel. It's not like just oil sitting on top. You could throw all the fucking soap you want in there, it ain't coming off. But like certain things will, acidic foods I think have a reaction with it, and
it'll also make your food taste like iron.
Yeah, especially acidic ones. So if you
tomatoes
like make tomato
stuff.
soup, or something in it. But yeah, so I just thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. You know how I usually talk about bad editing in audio?
Sure.
Do you want to shout
Scotty
out?
G says he's here.
Yeah, what's up, Scott G?
What up to everybody?
So, I've kind of talked to you guys about like how reality TV has been kind of ruined for me. Did I talk to you guys about that?
I don't know.
Okay. So, one of the things about reality TV is the way that they edit. And so, when you edit...
It's obnoxious.
Well, and when you edit audio like I do, I pick up every single switcheroo that
My
they play.
favorite thing is when they don't have the sound bite that they want, so they have the back of the person's head, and then they do like I don't even know what you call it, like a voiceover. So like it looks like they're saying that, but they're actually not.
Absolutely.
Or they'll like cut to the other person in the room and have the person,
So they don't do that a lot. What they do is they cut together like shit you've said over 3 years into whatever they want you to say. And then when they can string 3 words together, you go, I have a, and then they like cut to a different, and it's all place to go that I don't know where I am.
Right,
yes?
right.
But of course they cut away from you for video. So they're showing like B-roll of foxes and, whatever,
right.
People swinging on ladders. I don't know. Whatever people do.
Good old ladder swinging.
But Roma, let me show you something.
Okay.
So this was just a very blatant one that I wanted to bring up because people aren't cursed with my curse of being an audio editor because I just see it. I can't not see the world that way anymore.
Right.
So you'll get this is from Life Below Zero. It's a like people surviving like what's it, the subsistence?
I don't know.
subsistence lifestyle. So like
Okay.
basically you're like living off the land and like,
Yeah.
you know, you still use like snowmobiles and shit and guns and all that.
Okay.
But so this lady Sue, she's quite interesting. She has a very interesting personality. She lives out by herself, like refueling planes, like in the furthest northernmost gas station. That's just out in the middle of the tundra.
Okay.
Close to the Arctic Circle, if not
Above,
in the Arctic
above,
Circle.
yeah, yep.
Oh,
So
okay.
I've actually been
Kavik, I think it's called.
I've been on a plane that flew into the Arctic Circle
Okay.
and
Well-
then flew back. So it could have been that airport.
Yeah, you might have gotten some fuel there.
Because we went to Nome, Alaska, and we went into the Arctic Circle. I don't remember if we switched planes or not, and then flew back into
Mm-hmm.
the Nome.
Yeah, and so she's there year round, and you know, and it's funny because this camera guy just has to be with her,
Right.
and she is just her personality is she grows on you,
Yeah.
but it takes some time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and she's super tough. She's the shit,
Yeah.
but
She's a lot.
yeah. So I'm just gonna play it so you get a little feel for her voice and everything, and then we'll see if you guys just pick up what I pick up.
Okay.
I hope you will.
Incomplete framework. I'm happy with how I'm putting this structure together. As I say, though, I cannot make this flimsy at all. I've got to keep baby birds warm. They've been in town where it's been 60s, 70s maybe. They're going to get here. Framework. I'm happy with how I'm putting this structure together. As I say, though, I cannot make this flimsy at all. I've got to keep baby birds warm. They've been in town.
Wow.
Warm.
That's not even her. That is not even her.
It's like some dude. Warm.
Yeah, that's a fucking editor or a producer. Warm. Like that's his impersonation of her.
Yeah, definitely switched there.
Totally. Yeah. Oh no, it's literal.
I heard it the first time. I was
Yeah, I
looking
looked
for
at-
it.
yeah.
I was like,
That's a good pickup.
Yeah.
And I don't want to curse people to this because it ruins all reality TV shows. But it is just something that
I
can't.
do hear it a lot though when I watch reality TV shows. Like I said, that specific thing where they like put an audio clip in because like for whatever reason they didn't get what they wanted in that clip, and so they just like added it in to like clarify or whatever.
Well, most people are poor speakers and they don't get a cohesive thought out. You know, especially for TV. You know, they want you to speak like, you know, with purpose and deliberate.
Well, yeah, a lot of times I'll be watching shows where they're explaining something, and so in that clip they explained it. Maybe they explained it well, but they didn't explain to the extent that they wanted it explained, and so instead they take it from another. But like you could tell that like they're further from the mic, or they're in a different room, or
It's
their voice
echoey and
something's different.
Yeah. And that's it. That's one of the hardest things is reproducing the quality of a sound, you know, the quality, because like you have to be like, you have to have the same microphones and the same distance. And yeah, it can't be, you know, the room has to be the same texture and the same, it's a nightmare, you know, so I really respect the guys who do it, but God damn, is it like
Warm.
Yeah. Warm. Yeah. And like, of course, her voice, like she has a very distinct voice,
Right.
you know.
Some random sound guy's not gonna be able to replicate that very well.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was probably into an iPhone.
Yeah.
Warm. All right, let's do it. You know?
Run it on 4.
Yeah, because I'm sure in essence, she said, I have to build this well so that it's nice and temperate for them so that when they get older, blah, blah, blah. You know, like she just starts going on and they're like, fucking wrap it up. Come on, we're trying to get some, you know, clips.
Warm.
Yeah.
We're trying to get warm.
Yeah, just say warm. Just say warm.
It's like, why the hell would I say that? Nothing up here is warm.
Exactly. Yeah,
Worm.
that's probably exactly what happened.
It's not even close to warm up here.
Worm. Maybe she said worm.
That's probably it too.
Warm.
If you hear worm somewhere and it seems out of place, the old switcheroo. That's what they did with your plane, Roma. The old
Audio
switcheroo.
do-si-do.
That's right.
That's really funny.
Oh, and another thing, you know how I talk about seeing shit out of the sides of my eye all
Yes.
the time? So the other day I was in my kitchen. I think I was probably exercising or something.
In the kitchen. Okay.
Because I do that a lot. You know,
Yeah.
exercise.
I do counter push-ups.
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's exactly what I was doing. and I just saw something out of the corner of my eye. Fucking spider.
Oh.
Then guess what?
What?
I didn't stop seeing anything for the rest of the night. Like every time, like I was like panicked all the time, and there was nothing there. But just that planted the seed in my mind, because I'm always
You're
like
infested.
pretty much. And I think I was even itchy after it. I don't know.
I was
I might be going crazy.
Constantly creepy crawling.
It was probably all the heroin.
Well, let's not
I'm just
jump
saying.
to conclusions.
I'm just saying.
It's a vitamin H.
Vitamin H. I was walking. I went to go walk the dog the other night, and I went out the front door, and a package had arrived, and nobody had brought it inside. So I pick it up to put it inside, and there's this giant spider underneath of it,
Dang.
and it just freezes, and I'm like, oh fuck you. So I put the package to the side, and I stepped on it, and then all these tiny little dots came running out from it, and so then I started stepping on it more.
Oh my God.
And it was the big one was gone. The little ones, I don't know what happened. It was on a mat, so I probably just mashed them into the mat. And then I took the dog for a walk, and the rest of the time I was like hitting my legs and shit. And like these are microscopic. It looked like little pepper flakes, just like.
I've seen little baby spiders. You can barely see them.
Dude, it was like pepper flakes. And then I had cut off jeans on that had like little strings hanging off of them, and they kept tickling my leg. Oh, it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
It was a fucking nightmare.
Get off my neck. It was your hair. You're walking going like
Pretty
people
much.
see you.
Except for on my legs, yeah. I'm like, they're probably all over my shoes.
They're
And
goddamn crackheads.
I didn't, seriously. I didn't know it was going to like turn into replicators and fucking disperse. I just thought it was like a single spider. I'm like, I got this, you know?
Nice.
And then I realized that there's thousands of them or whatever, at least hundreds. It was a lot.
I think you reenacted a scene from aRomaphobia.
Was creepy as fuck.
Nice SG1 cut there, Roma. The replicators.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. I thought that was a good. I didn't know the reference, but
Yeah,
it was a
the
good word
replicators,
usage. Well, and you're lucky that wasn't me, because you'd come home to a smoldering, just a pile of ashes.
If that was inside, I don't know if I would have ever slept again.
Yeah, that's rough. I did have a spider babies in my place before.
I have too.
And and then I started spraying after that.
It was they were white.
Yeah.
And they were all over the ceiling. I was laying in bed, and I'm like, why is the ceiling moving? And then I look, and there was hundreds of them. And I literally went and killed each one with my finger.
Yep.
Just feel like John Rhys Davies. Honey, why is the ceiling moving?
John Rhys Davies?
Yeah.
Is that another SG1 reference?
No,
I
that's
don't
from
think so.
Indiana Jones.
Oh.
Indy, why is the floor moving?
Is that the Kalima Ruktide guy?
I don't know. He's the dude with the fez.
Kalima.
Yeah, that one freaked me out.
Ruktide. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not good. It was scary.
I'm surprised you didn't burn your house down at that point.
Yeah. Well, and when I came back, I actually lifted my dog up, and we jumped over the mat because I was scared of it.
That's crazy. I would have. I mean, if I picked up a package and there was a fucking big spider under it, I would punch my mailman in the face or something.
I mean, it was about the size of a dime.
All right.
So, I mean, not huge, but big enough.
Yeah.
And then apparently it was carrying its whole generation on its back, which I did not know.
So, please, I don't have anywhere to go. It was all, Gah!
It was a fat body one, but it was probably all babies.
Go.
Yeah. Gross babies.
Ugh, it was gross.
Hey, Dan.
Yes, Steve.
Hey, Roma.
All right.
What's the name of the game?
Arachnophobia.
Close. Automation.
Okay. Let's start with A.
Yeah. So all right. I've been studying this thing. I can get certified. You know how I like audio video, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So there's these systems. They're called QSYS, Q-SYS, and so they're the things that handle all like in the mall, like the PA and the music and the elevator music and
So my ex-husband used to do Cisco.
Okay.
Programming for VoIP and I don't even know what. I don't know.
Yeah. Video and
I'm not a tech guy. Yeah.
Telecommunications.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it's you can integrate those systems. This one's just like basically it's the brain and the software that controls all the things you connect.
Okay.
So, it used to just be like PA speakers and like, play the music as you go up the elevator, which would be different than the music that's playing in the, the mall, which is different than, yeah, basically. So, this is cool stuff and you can get certified for free. And so I was like, all right, I'll just go do that. Why not?
Yeah.
And so I'm learning about it, and it's kind of cool because you have like this kind of brain, like heart of the system, and then you just connect basically a network switch with like 100 Ethernet ports that you plug it all into, and then you plug everything into that, and you can control all of those things, like and automate it so that like the lighting, the blinds, if you have doors that close, you could do all of that shit. You could do your entire house.
Yeah.
And like there was a guy that was installing some stuff that I talked to, and he's like, oh yeah, I've put like millions and millions of dollars worth of equipment into like millionaires' houses, just so that they could walk into a different room and it would start playing every time. Like it'd have like a motion sensor.
So it'd be like a constant theme music.
I mean, that would be
amazing.
Cool.
That would be amazing. It'd be cool if we could distinguish between who was entering what room.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you could do that, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like have somebody walk into the room and all of a sudden, Kenny G
it turns
starts
red.
playing.
Flashing lights and like...
Or it could... Wait a minute. Everybody wait for it. Like that?
Yes. Like that.
When Dan walks in the room. No, that's great. Yeah, but absolutely, that's exactly what you can do, and it's it's like the home automation, like you can get the
Smart
fancy
homes.
light bulb, yeah, the fancy locks and the light bulbs and the garbage disposal or whatever you can automate now.
Their fridges do things now. I think don't they have fridges with TVs on them now and stuff?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, that would really help with the drinking. You don't even have to leave; you can just yeah.
What's on the fridge today? I don't.
And fuck you, Natalie Portman.
Is she rapping again? I don't know. I love you too, Natalie.
Yeah, I think her husband cheated on her. I heard that.
Oh,
I know.
actually, I have a
Anakin
Natalie.
Skywalker? What a fuck.
I have a Natalie Portman story. A friend of mine's brother went to Harvard. She went to Harvard. They went to Harvard at the same time. And so he went to go visit his brother while he was going to Harvard, and he went to a dorm room party, and Natalie Portman was there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she was acting at the time.
Okay. Well, she was in Leon the Professional. Leon.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was one of her first movies, if not her first movie.
Yeah.
And that movie is still fucking
Dude,
badass.
great movie.
I've never seen that. Yeah.
Crazy Gary Oldman movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jean Reno, and Gary Oldman. Honestly, Gary Oldman as like a drug addict shitbag cop, like the
dude,
worst.
So phenomenal.
Yeah.
His performance in that alone, you just need to see.
Actually, you know what? My favorite Gary Oldman, I think, was when he was the Jamaican guy. What movie was that? He was a Jamaican drug dealer.
I have no idea.
And I mean, he like Rasta, like straight up Gary Oldman as a Rasta. Roma, actually, you should look that up because
I've seen him in a lot of things, but I didn't know he did.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like Harvey Keitel as a pimp.
Yeah.
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 It's kind of like that.
In which one was that? The taxi driver.
Yeah.
Wait, taxi driver.
Yeah.
Yes.
With Robert De Niro
Yeah.
and young.
I always get the
True Romance?
yes.
1993.
Yeah, just play a little bit of it,
Okay,
just so we
hold on.
can get a feel for it.
Oh God, he's got the dreads and everything.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy.
Let's see.
Yeah.
You don't got to worry about nothing. He just sit down, watch my motherfucking TV. See?
Is that him?
Yeah.
You ain't even sat down yet. And it's
Yeah. So he was a little heavier in the patois and some other
But they call it pigeon.
That's patois is Jamaican, pidgin is Filipino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tagalog, I
Yeah.
think. Or I think in the Philippines there's like 1,000 languages. Like
Oh.
Well, it's like a mixture of some foreign language and English and
Yep.
like some made up words and
Yep.
stuff. And
And because they were a Spanish colony for a while.
Kind of like how Creole is French, but it's also English at the same time.
And
It's a
white
mix.
trash.
Oh, yes. Swampy white trash.
I was telling Roma she needs to go to New Orleans.
Oh, it's fantastic.
NOLA.
Yeah, bucket list is New Orleans, Savannah, and recently Italy, just because it's the only place I can go and get souvenirs with my name on it.
Oh, all right.
So,
Roma, I think you can go to Hungary as well. I'm pretty sure I've seen a Hungarian thing. I think they had a paprika named Roma.
Yeah, well.
Oh, that's not good enough?
I mean, can't,
She don't want no seasonings.
T-shirt or a handbag or something that says Roma on it.
They also have a soap bag that's it's the big 50-gallon one or 50-pound. So you could, stick your arms out of it.
It's a soap bag?
It says Roma.
Yeah, like a dog food bag that's full of laundry soap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they got that Roma detergent. It's like borax or something.
That's the one.
Yeah.
They had big bags of it, though. I don't know if it comes that way always.
Mm-hmm. You can get smaller ones.
It's a home alternative to killing ants. Borax.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Borax and sugar.
You can use borax for a lot of things, actually.
Really?
Yeah, they use it for a lot of stuff. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I just remember reading about it, and it was like, you would never think. It was something like really random.
Because the granule consistency of both sugar and borax is close to the same, so you put it in a little dish if you've got ants running around your house, and they will actually take it back to the colony. It'll kill the queen.
Interesting.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Yeah,
Well,
I had too many issues with home invasion from ants. So
AUNT.
Yes, that too.
And that worked the best?
Well, it worked, but then they end up finding out that you've got a giant ant colony under your house, and it's a problem.
I like that little taro one, the ones that you twist the end off and just set it by wherever they're coming in. And then they for 2 days, it's crazy, so many ants, but you don't do anything. And then they're gone. It's fucking crazy. It's nice. So you get them, they're in an 8-pack. And so I'll just crack a couple and put them
in certain places.
Yeah. Just the areas that they
frequent.
Travel. Yeah. Yeah, because if you see one, you just they're just the little tiny ones. You just kind of trace them back to where they got in, and
kill them with your thumb.
Well, yeah, but if you don't do that, you can lure them to get that shit, and then yeah. So these QSys systems, which are awesome, you can do so much shit with them as far as automation and all of this stuff in here is what it does.
Yeah.
But it does it in a little in a software format, right? And the thing that's interesting about it is everything that you hook up to it hooks up over an Ethernet cable, which is just the regular internet cable. And so they're low voltage. So you're powering these things with this low voltage energy.
Okay.
So you don't need to be, or there's special types of electricians that are called they specialize in low voltage, setups. So now instead of just power, they're running, Ethernet and stuff through your house. So I guess just what kind of stands out to me is how, that we're trying to be so energy efficient in so many ways. And this is kind of one of those things that's going to become more I wish there was more investment into things like this, where you're taking, multiple things out that are powered, but people don't talk about that.
Right.
People talk about legislating that buildings have to have this and that. It's do we really have to start, at the legislative level for people to go, oh, it's better to not waste electricity?
Yeah, 100%.
Well,
you got to make it practical. You have to make it so that people can see the value in not wasting electricity.
Yeah, and why wouldn't they say, hey, you've got this great studio. Why don't you just have one of these systems and a few of these things, and you'll run at a third of the power or a quarter of the power or whatever it is.
Well, I mean,
let's put this into law.
I mean, it's even just LED, light bulbs. When you see the difference in the amount of power draw, you go through your entire house and replace them. And, and they're oh, the last 10 years, fucking great,
What's the downside?
Yeah, they're pennies a year and they're going to last forever. Let's do that.
You mean they make me look better than fluorescent light where you can see through my skin?
I know.
because literally
I
it's
know.
the worst lighting in the whole world.
Dude, there's been times where I walk into a bathroom with fluorescent lighting and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't look like that, do I? Like, holy shit.
Skin bump, bruise, blemish, boil, wart,
Yeah.
and ever since you birthed.
Yeah, you can see all your tit veins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it happens
Dan?
to me all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I became a villain.
Exactly.
That's
when
his
it
origin
started.
story.
That's when it started.
Oh my God.
Tit veins.
Yeah, and so I guess I'm pissed off that people are that I have to use a damp, waxy straw.
Speaking of straws, does everybody notice my new straw? It's not new. It's new to the world.
That was a good transition.
Well,
Yeah.
I was drinking down it earlier and people were like, what the fuck is she doing? I'm sure.
Yeah, show them, Roma.
So
Oh yeah,
I meant show them how you drink. Show them before you
Well,
tell them.
The
but this
So
is
you
the
look
straw.
ridiculous. Yeah.
This is a straw. It has a hole on the top.
Now they're not
right
going to think
there.
you look ridiculous because
Well,
you're
no, they've
explaining
seen me.
it.
They've seen me doing it.
Oh, okay.
But you
Thought
drink
she
like
was playing
this.
an instrument.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a piccolo.
Hmm.
It's so crazy.
And the point of it is that you don't purse your lips
Mhm.
and get lip wrinkles.
Yeah.
And it's got a little nubby thing on the end so you can clean it with a straw cleaner.
And that would actually make really good like impromptu bidet. Because you don't have to point it, it's just lay it in there,
Yeah. Possibly.
Okay,
I don't
John
know.
Bidet Ramsey.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I like that it's silly.
Yeah.
I also find that I knock it over a lot because it's got this like hook on it. So like I'll knock yeah. It's,
You don't want to drink cocktails with it then.
This is how
Probably
she becomes
not.
the supervillain.
Yeah.
this is my origin story.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's gonna
I mean, I say that as I purse my lips to vape, but it's half the time now. So
low voltage, Roma.
Mhm.
That's what that is. Low voltage.
Well, that's until they get that kind of adaptability to your vape.
That's true. Roma, we could design that.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll be rich.
And that's how she funds her villainy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, and
That and the cordless tampon.
The cordless tampon.
That's right.
That's
Sorry.
pretty funny.
I don't know. I don't know why I'd make that sound, but
Just next time she walks into a lady's room, just
boo, 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 boo. Oh, sorry, everybody, hold on. So
it's
funny.
cordless. It's new.
I don't know why that's cordless,
Like, what?
but it's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's the most important part. Dan, I feel like you're holding something back.
Am I?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You seem,
Tense,
I mean-
tentative,
Yeah.
ten.
yes,
It's a 10 word.
yeah, tenuous,
Pensive.
pensive. Oh yeah, that's good.
There you go.
Penchant.
No, I don't have a penchant.
Penn and Teller.
Yeah. Have you been to the zoo recently?
No. Well, I've been near the zoo, but not to the zoo.
With the way things are around here, sometimes I call this the zoo. Ah!
Yep.
Right, guys? That's my guy who makes himself crack up.
Oh, I really enjoy when comedians make themselves laugh.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't like that. They think it's douchey, but like, I'm like, okay, if you're telling a joke that's actually funny and it makes you laugh, like, it's just, I don't know, something about it.
Yeah. If they have like
They've got to have
charisma.
the good delivery.
The charisma. Yeah. It's got to be the right person to
Yeah,
do
because
it,
if
obviously.
you see somebody that doesn't have it, you're
Right.
like, ugh.
And there's
Yeah.
some people like, sometimes like the best delivery is a dry delivery, but sometimes there's just certain comedians you'll watch and they just start laughing and makes you start laughing.
Well, who's the guy? Jimmy Fallon. You know, he would laugh during every skit,
Mhm.
which, takes everybody out of it. And it's like the thing you don't do, but he's so lovable
Yes.
that you're like, oh, it's even better,
Yes,
because
yes.
he's him, sort of thing.
Will Ferrell played to that really well.
I've never seen him do stand up, so.
Well, no. I'm talking about in like the Saturday Night
Yeah.
Live skits where Jimmy Fallon and Will Ferrell. Like the best one is More Cowbell
Oh,
That one's good.
because Jimmy Fallon's in the background and Will Ferrell is just being Will Ferrell
Yeah.
and completely serious
and trying to make him laugh harder.
Oh, he's trying to make everybody in that
I
whole
can see
scene
that, yeah.
laugh. And
Yeah.
the only person who doesn't break,
Yeah.
Christopher Walken.
Oh,
Nice.
interesting. Oh, sorry.
Have you guys seen, there's a Saturday Night Live skit, The Californians?
Yes.
Oh my God. It's a skit where like the one guy walks in on his wife or girlfriend cheating with like, and everybody talks like a surfer dude.
Yeah.
And, and so he's like, why don't you just get out of here? Why don't you just go on the 55 and merge onto the whatever and sit in traffic for 20 hours? Like, no. And it's like, and they're just explaining like these routes in California. Yes. It's very funny, but they are like trying so hard not to laugh at each other.
Dramatic, but because if you don't know, Californian people, when you ask them about California, they will tell you how to get to places.
Right.
By road by road.
Right.
And it doesn't make any sense. No one else does that except Dan.
I was waiting for that. I was honestly waiting for that. Why do you think this is my origin story?
Exactly. Dan's so mad, he's gonna.
That might need to be the name. Might need to be the name of the episode. Dan's origin story.
Good one, Dan.
Oh, jeez.
I have to keep that red light on the
You
quick
really
draw.
do. You need to.
So, yes, I want to put one of those systems in my next studio.
Nice.
And that's kind of that's kind of where that was headed.
Nice.
Just because, be cool to control it all from.
Yeah. So what do you from a board, from a?
It's in a rack.
Okay.
At least the ones I've seen, they can be.
I'm
sure
sure
they
you
can
could
be.
use like a tablet or something, right?
Well, you can to control it.
Okay.
So like you can wirelessly, you can hook up an iPad, you can hook up an iPhone, you can hook up a Windows computer or their own little touchpad that you can buy. So you have all these options. It's totally modular, and that's the great part. Is just you can hook TVs up to it and stuff, like your monitors, and it's really awesome. You can just bring your computer right in. It's really cool. So yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be a financial investment, but
yeah, but still.
But maybe I could hook some of the stuff that I already have, like maybe some of these. Oh.
Totes my goats.
Yeah. Dan, are you holding something back?
Excuse me. Yeah.
Are you crying?
Thought he was farting.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was a burp. It was a mouth fart.
It's so gross.
What else would you call a burp?
It's literally what it is. What about a butt burp?
Yeah.
I feel like, why is that not a thing more?
A butt burp.
Sorry, I had to burp from a butt.
Sorry, I had a butt burp.
Because people would just be like, oh, sorry, I just burped. And then you're like, what the?
God.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. What? It's a burp.
It's just a
butt
burp.
It's a butt burp.
Yeah, it'll be me,
You can smell what I was eating.
Gross.
That's why they call me the Burger King.
Well,
Nailed it.
You are the king.
Thank you. Dan,
Yes, Steve.
what's the name of the game?
The name of the game is my origin story. That's the name of the game.
Nope.
What I'm holding back.
Well, it's too late now, Dan. I asked.
I know.
Is that why you're going to become a villain? Because I brushed off your attempt?
One of the many reasons.
Excellent.
Excellent.
So now that I'm 40, sorry, the name of the game is Insight, Dan.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I wasn't looking in.
Yes. It's within yourself. Look in yourself. Sounds the lambs. Your self-storage. Okay, so since I turned 40, you start thinking about things, and you're like, what am I? Who am I? What's my legacy going to be? What am I? How do other people see me? In my years now that I'm not a kid anymore. I've got a, am I
It's
serious
all
enough?
all downhill from here.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm just glamming up. What is it? Glow ups?
Yeah, glowing up.
Yeah. I feel like that's probably what's going to happen.
Glow up from the flow.
Because I don't think I had a good, a great 20s or 30s. So
I don't know.
40s could be
Your
awesome.
stories have told us different.
Well, I definitely collected stories, but I wouldn't say that I was very, successful or I don't know. There's people have their parts of their lives where they're like their most self or whatever. When they find themselves or whatever it is. And some people are early, some people are late, and some people just, get knocked up and never figure, they just take care of kids or whatever, So there's that too. Some people never have, insight, but there are these tests that you can take. People take those personality tests like the NJTW or whatever the hell they are.
Well,
the introvert, extrovert,
what
whatever.
your letters are.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what those mean. And like on the dating apps, they have people put them. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to go with one that matches me or not. Like, how do I figure that out?
No, you got to take the test and...
VI to the second power.
Yeah, exactly. Esquire. So I took this one test, and it's like a personality test, except that it's your talents. It's what your like propensities are, and they're called Clifton strengths.
Okay.
And it's by this guy Don Clifton. So it says father of strengths psychology and the inventor of Clifton strengths. So they sell you this book, and then they give you a code to go take the test online.
Okay.
So I took the test online. Wasn't, I don't know, maybe took 20 minutes or something. But they basically just ask you all these questions about like, preferences and what you do in certain situations. And so they boiled it down to 34 different like character traits. And so I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about them a little bit and see what you think. See if you think it's
you
accurate.
Okay. Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah. And I, with me, I always feel like these things are like if you read what a Leo is, I feel like that describes me perfectly. And I guess it's kind of supposed to be that way. But I honestly do. Like, honestly, I'm like, there are Leos that are not this, and I am. I'm totally that. So I don't know, maybe I'm just easily quantifiable in my own mind.
I mean, they've done studies where they've done they gave everybody a description of their zodiac, whatever, and everybody read it and was like, oh, this is definitely me. And then come to find out everybody got the same exact description.
Oh, good.
So that's a thing for sure. But I also do think that there are qualities, whether or not you believe in the zodiac. I mean, I think that you could make just about anything fit to you, but also like I've definitely read things and I'm like, I'm definitely more that than the person sitting next to me.
Yeah.
So take it as you can.
Yeah. And I mean, this is actually, trying to assess you. So I would hope it would be more accurate than a Chinese menu,
Right.
Yeah. But it is interesting because, and I feel like I'm not skeptical, but you know how they say, oh, well, if two people say this line is longer than this line, then you'll say it. I'm like, no, I won't. I will argue everyone in this building that line is not different, because I'm not a fucking sheep, and I like arguing. So even if they are the same way.
Yes. Although I have to say there was another study done where they had people go into a waiting room and they like hit a bell or a buzzer or something. And every time they did that, somebody stood up. And then the second person started to stand up, and then the third person did. And then
these are actors or whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then they had actual people come in there, and so then they started standing up because. And I'm like, I wouldn't do that. And then I thought about, I'm like, maybe I would do that just because I'd be like, I guess this is what we're doing. Like,
yeah, it would be funny.
Yeah, I'd be like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like, there would be some things that I would totally go along with, I think, and there's other things that'd be like, oh fuck no, like this is,
like the one where they shocked those guys. I would have totally done it.
I feel like
oh, you're killing me.
If somebody was screaming, "You're killing me," I would either try to stop it or I would probably leave. I would probably let it go pretty far though. I'd be like, they know what they're doing, right? They're doctors. It's fine. But at some point, I think I would voice concern. I'd be like, I feel like this is a problem.
Yeah.
You're really killing that guy in there?
Yeah, I feel like, I think he's having like actual medical issues. Like maybe we should stop.
Well, and then this was the 60s, so they'd be like, oh, right. Yeah, you're a doctor.
Right. Yeah.
They're just all shitty and dismissive towards you. You're like, oh, okay, I'll just flip this
Oh,
switch.
right. The woman.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Sir, where's your penis? Yeah.
Even back then, they didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Where is your penis, Roma? That's the name of this poem I wrote.
I wish I could walk like you.
Yes.
I wish I could talk like you.
Wish I could do everything that you do.
You need to bring that to slam poetry.
Ugh. God, douchey. You know what? And
You're
actually,
the douchiest 6-year-old I've
I know.
ever met.
I was. Yeah.
Just
Yeah, and I could not play at all.
completely off key.
Yeah, so no, there wasn't even like I think I was just like
Strumming?
Yes, and yes,
Yeah.
and that's like when I figured out, oh, music's not my thing. You know, like this.
It hurt my fingers. That's when I figured it out. I'm like,
yeah.
I can't.
Unless it was already made music.
Yeah,
It just
or-
hurt. I was like, this isn't fun. This hurts. I don't like it.
or not, or now that's what I call music. Volume 23. That
At
had
least it's
Space
not
Jam.
Kids Bop.
Kid Bop. Yeah.
37.
Wow. So I have these are in. I know what the first one was. I can't remember the exact order because they give you 1 through 5, and so they give you the whole 34, but you have to pay more to get the other ones, right?
Okay. So you get like the top
Standard.
choices, like the top.
Top 5. Yep.
Okay.
And I don't know how much it was.
I feel like that's probably the most important. I feel
Definitely.
like the more you get, the more convoluted the message gets.
That's true. That's a
Yeah.
good point. Because like so I feel like, I don't know if this is true. Maybe you guys can verify, but did they teach us that you should focus on the things you're bad at to get better at them?
No.
They
No.
didn't teach you that? Because I feel like that's the only thing I was like no one ever said, hey, you're good at this, go that direction. They would say, hey, you're bad at this, do that more.
Mm.
No, it was always, you're bad at that. Don't do that anymore.
Really?
So
Okay.
I actually had an epiphany at some point in my life, in my young adult life, maybe my like mid to late 20s, that I didn't realize consciously that you don't start off doing things well. Like you have to work at things in order to be good at them. I didn't realize that. Like I never had that. And so I always just thought like, oh, I'm just shit at everything. I'm just shit at life.
Yeah.
Not realizing that like, oh, if you continue to do this thing,
Mhm.
you'll get better at it. I mean, some people are going to be amazing at it and you might just be adequate at it, but
Sure.
still like you'll never be amazing at anything the first time you do it. So my entire life I went through doing things and I'm just like, wow, I'm bad at math. Wow, I'm bad at spelling. Wow, I'm bad at everything. I'm just bad at things,
That's
you know?
interesting.
Yeah, it was kind of like mind blowing when I realized that. I'm like, oh, I never got that message. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe people were telling me, but I never got that message that like, oh, it's okay. You're supposed to be bad at things when you start them,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because you're learning.
Yeah.
I didn't realize learning was a process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it just looks to you like this person's great at skateboarding and this person's great at skydiving and this,
Yeah. Or,
great at using drugs.
academics, whatever, basic things, very basic things.
Yeah.
I didn't get that message that if you're bad at something, continue to do it and you'll get better at it until much later in life. And I had to actually find that message myself.
Well, I was going to argue that that's the way wrong way to be in life.
Okay.
Because I've even said this before. You have to know what kind of animal you are,
Mm-hmm.
right? You cannot be a different animal. Like, you can go through training and you can kind of act like it,
Mhm.
but when it comes down to it, you're still a fucking tiger or a pig or a goat or whatever, So I feel like that's the same thing with your whatever you're good at in life. Like should Tom Cruise get better at shoveling snow? No, he shouldn't. He should act. He should fucking do crazy stunts and have his hair whip in the wind. That's what he does.
He's the best at running.
There.
Because there's almost no movie that he's in where he's not running.
That's true. Or getting blown up onto a train.
Yeah, no, that too. Or jumping off of stuff.
It's a glow up.
I mean, I totally agree with that. I mean, my example was like the basics.
Yeah.
Academics, like, oh, you need to know how to do math. You need to know how to spell. These are things you need to know how to do to get through life. But like by nature, I'm an artist. That's just what is natural and intuitive to me. I like creating, I like making things. I just like designing.
Yeah. And
that's just my personality.
And in the world that I would see as, very beneficial, people would go, you're a great artist. You're going to go to art school.
Sure.
And, fuck learning how to do whatever else. Obviously you get stuff. But,
Right.
but, go for what people like. like gymnasts, you know, like in Russia or China or something. They're just like, they yank them out when they're 3 years old and throw them in a leotard, and then that's all they do until the Olympics, you know. So guess what? They're fucking good, you know, at that shit. And then they execute the ones that get big tits.
It's true.
Because you can't tumble with tits.
Were you into something that was tumbling with tits just a second ago?
It's like, yeah, think about that.
Let's get the visual.
Yeah.
Tumbling with tits.
I just thought of tits and rocks glasses. Tit tumblers.
Yeah, there you go.
You get it,
There you
everybody?
go.
That's a little bartending tit joke. So these are kind of my propensities. And so I'm excited to kind of know that, because then I can, really
Build on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Lean into it,
Lean into it.
Okay. So the first one is activator.
Okay.
So
that sounds like a superhero thing.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's when can we start, in quotation marks. This is a recurring question in your life. You are impatient for action. You may concede that analysis has its uses, or that debate and discussion can occasionally yield some valuable insights, but deep down, you know that only action is real. I'm like that. I hate when I am not a democratic person at all. Sorry.
Talking around in circles.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, I'm gonna make a choice and it's gonna fucking happen. Let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
just go.
I'm about that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Only action leads to performance. Once a decision is made, you cannot not act.
See, I'm the complete opposite of that.
Really?
I will talk something in circles forever. Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm also a procrastinator, so.
Yeah. Others may worry that there are still some things we don't know, but this doesn't seem to slow you. If the decision has been made to go across town, you know that the fastest way to get there, go to the stoplight to stoplight.
Fucking A right. You're going to get there. God damn it.
So I do feel like that's it, because I'm like, hey, everybody, let's shut the fuck up and let's just pick something,
We're going.
And actually, what's funny is I was working on a little project, and we had a time limit, like it was like a game, and I was the guy who was like, people, we only have 20 minutes, okay? You two do this, you two do this, you two do this, because that's who I am, and
That's what we're fucking doing.
I will get to that point. I'll take charge if I have to, but in general, I'm just kind of like, well, let's flesh it all out. Let's see. Yeah.
That's what everyone was doing, which was fucking pissing me off, because nobody was like getting a plan, and like.
If there's a deadline, I will definitely be like, hey, you guys, we don't have time for this. Like, let's fucking get it.
Yes. Yeah. When we have 20 minutes and we're literally 4 minutes in and no one is, nothing is being
fuck
done.
That shit. No way. No, we're
And
fucking making something happen right now.
This one was my number one.
Okay.
This one I remember. Ideation.
Suicidal?
That's funny. You are fascinated by ideas. What is an idea? An idea is a concept. The best explanation is a concept. The best explanation of the most events. What? Idea is a concept. The best explanation of the most events. All right. You are delighted when you discover beneath the complex surface an elegantly simple concept to explain why things are the way they are. An idea is a connection. Yours is a kind of mind that is always looking for connections, and so you are intrigued when seemingly disparate phenomena can be linked by an obscure connection. That's fucking crazy. Because I tell people the genius is being able to connect two unrelated things.
So wait, what was this one called again?
Ideation.
Oh, ideation. That's right.
I do that shit all the fucking time.
Seriously, dude.
All
You
the
should
time.
take this shit.
Like, I really do. I do that all the goddamn time. It's like,
I
I will
love
take this and that thing over there, and guess what? I figured out how to make them work.
Yeah. Or well, I don't think it's so.
Or how they're connected.
Yeah, it's not so like literal that like, but like when I'm if I'm like explaining something or teaching something or something like that, I always try to bring it down to people's level. And so if you're a garbage man, I'm going to explain how, physics works because of garbage, or whatever,
right.
How they're related, and
Yeah, you make things relatable.
Yeah.
I'm terrible because sometimes I'll start stories in the middle, and that will confuse the fuck out of people until I actually get to the point, which is like towards the end of it.
Yeah.
And then it's
So
actually
you make 'em wait?
It's actually the beginning, but it all connects. And they're like, how the fuck did that work?
What is this, pie?
I don't know.
Who's the guy who...
Yeah, when he tells stories, I usually just kind of glaze over. I get really quiet, and then I'm like, Dan, wrap it the fuck up. I don't know what's happening.
That's why I stopped telling stories.
Thank you. I mean, you can tell them to other people, just don't tell them to me.
No, I ain't telling you shit.
Thank you.
You revel in taking the world we all know and turning it around so we can view it from a strange but strangely enlightening angle. You love all these ideas because they are profound, because they are novel, because they are clarifying, because they are contrary, because they are bizarre.
Interesting.
Fuck. I haven't even read that. I haven't read this yet. That's crazy.
You do like the bizarre.
Dude.
I also like the bizarre, though.
Yeah. No, this is fucking...
That's interesting.
It's very me. I'm very impressed by the Clifton strengths.
I'll have to take the test.
My third one, input. You are inquisitive. You collect things. You might collect information, words, facts, books, quotations, or you might collect tangible objects such as butterflies, baseball cards, porcelain dolls, or sepia photographs.
You do have that really big porcelain doll collection.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy.
It's creepy.
And I take sepia photos with them.
Yeah, I don't like how
Tasteful.
I don't like how they've like gone from the closet to under the bed. That's too much.
The eyes always watching.
He actually is working on the QSIS for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm automating all those dolls.
All the blinking eyes.
Yeah, little sex porcelain dolls.
Oh God.
Oh, what are you guys talking? Never mind. It's weird. You guys are weird.
Bizarre.
Yes. Weird. Whatever you collect it because it interests you, and yours is a kind of mind that finds so many things interesting. The world is exciting precisely because of its infinite variety and complexity. If you read a great deal, it is not necessarily to refine your theories, but rather to add more information to your archives.
So question, what one was this one called before?
Input.
Yeah,
so you're like gathering.
I feel like this is super generalized. I feel like majority of human beings are this way. I am a collector. I am
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
Most people.
Yeah, I think I do get like fixated on stuff pretty easily, actually really easily.
Yeah, more than most.
And obviously from listening to me talk on the podcast, I absorb a lot of things, like from different things, because I just know things from things that most people don't know because they haven't read it or what,
Yeah.
I like collecting information.
Yeah, totally.
Just to annoy people. It just annoys Dan.
Input.
I was talking about the procrastinating and like whatever earlier, and Cass says, same, Roma, haha, same.
Same,
but different.
At the time of storing, it is often hard to say exactly when or why you might need them, but who knows when they might become useful.
That sounds like a hoarder.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, that one's. I think that one's good too because I am that way as well. Maybe not as maybe that's my number 5 or something. So it's not as strong as the other ones.
And it could be really strong. I just feel like everybody has a variation of that.
But I wouldn't say that that's like 100% me.
It's weird. It doesn't seem like a personality. I mean, I don't know.
These are just strengths.
That's
what he thought. He's a psychologically, like it's not like a trait necessarily.
Right.
I think it's a collection of things, like a collection of traits, maybe.
Yeah.
Like that you excel at, or maybe I don't know. I'm making that up. Okay. 4. Maximizer. Excellence is not average is your measure. Or sorry, excellence, not average, is your measure. Taking something from below average to slightly above average takes a great deal of effort and, in your opinion, is not very rewarding. Transforming something strong into something superb takes just as much effort, but is much more thrilling. Dude, that's so me.
That is 100% you.
Yeah.
I am not that person.
Yeah.
I was going to say your car.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things.
Well, the
Master
intros
Chef.
Or,
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can't like you go from 0 to 100. Me, I'm just like, it's good enough. I like nice things and I like things to be good, but to me, I'm just like, it is what it is.
Yeah, I want a knife and I get a $600 knife.
Yes,
a single $600.
It's very extra.
Yeah. Let's see.
I want a sharp knife. I want it to be the sharpest knife
exactly.
ever sharpened.
Yeah, I want it to cut things. Yeah, cut trees down. Let's see. Strengths, whether yours or someone else's, fascinate you. Like a diver after pearls, you search them out, watching for a telltale signs of a strength, a glimpse of untutored excellence, rapid learning, a skill mastered without recourse to steps. All of these are clues that a strength may be in play. All having found a strength, you feel compelled to, and having found a strength, you feel compelled to nurture it, refine it, and stretch it towards excellence.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. Okay.
That was Maximizer.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And the last one is, this one might be boring, strategic.
Oh, okay.
The strategic theme enables you to sort through clutter and find the best route. Okay. It is not a skill that can be taught. It is a distinct way of thinking, a special perspective on the world at large. This perspective allows you to see patterns where others simply see complexity. Mindful of these patterns, you play out alternative scenarios, always asking, what if this happened? Okay, well, what if this happened? Holy shit, that's crazy. This recurring question helps you see around the next corner. There you can evaluate accurately the potential obstacles and so on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
all right.
I wouldn't say that I'm that in my like personal life, but definitely, well, I am in like, whatever. Dad really put it in me that you need to think about what's going to happen.
Yeah,
consequences.
consequences.
Because we are always working with fucking power tools and shit,
Yeah.
If you cut the limb you're standing on, you're going to fucking fall out of the tree.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the end result of this action?
Yeah, absolutely. And so I think that's grown in me. And then like when I'm, doing something professionally or, whatever it is, like you just want to have your shit laid out.
You want to be a couple steps ahead.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
And think about the shit nobody else is considering,
Right.
and that's why I don't wait around for other people to make up their fucking minds. Cause I know I've already got that shit,
Right.
like I got where you're going to get to in 6 months, like I've got it right now. Cause I already played all the fucking scenarios out in my head.
Yeah, it's a certain special type of neuroticism. I'm the same way in a lot of respects. I don't know if it's in the exact way, but definitely. I'm always 2 steps ahead because I'm like, all right, well, if this, then that, then this. Like, we need to think about these things, folks.
Yeah. And sometimes I just wish I wasn't that way, so I could just be like, oh, walk through the world like nothing's gonna,
That's not me.
I'm just gonna go to an airport and fly somewhere, yeah, that would be great. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't ever.
So what's the name of the book again, or the test, so people can check it out?
It's Clifton Strengths. They sell like self-improvement, work related, just all the if you'll find it.
It's kind of like the what's my balloon color thing they used to make everybody take. What's my parachute, the color of my parachute? You remember that?
Yeah.
I never took it, but I used to make,
I never heard of that.
They used to make kids take it in school to see like what your strengths were and like basically where you should go in life.
Okay. Yeah.
Similar but different. But a lot of times, like in schools, you would take it and they'd be like, "Oh, you'd be a good firefighter and clown comedian, circus."
Yeah, you both get out of cars.
Yeah,
One's a truck.
Yeah.
See, connecting things, Roma.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah,
that's why you're a good comedian.
That's right.
That's right.
But yeah, I do think there are tons of these types of tests, but this is one of the ones that I'm like, all right, that's pretty good. Damn good.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. So
you know what else is pretty damn good?
What is pretty damn good? What's the name of the game?
The name of the game is finding yourself at thesensiblesociopathpodcast.com. The whole word, all of it. Just put it all in right in that bar.
DOT.
Even the www.
I need to get a V-neck.
Yeah.
So you can find your Charlie Cat mugs, and it's gonna be turning fall soon.
Oh yeah.
Gonna get your pumpkin spice lattes.
Fuck yeah.
Throw them in your Charlie Cat mugs there. You're gonna want your Send socks. We've got your hoodies up there in the various different 3 colors.
Heather colors.
Yes. No. They are all Heather.
Yeah.
Heather loves us, and we love Heather. And then you've got your V-necks and your non-V-necks of the alpha and the beta, all different.
The cuckold.
And yep. You get the cuckold ones in there too.
Ugh.
Apparently,
We should
that's
have a cuckold line.
I think that's available.
That's a good idea, Roma. Yeah. Write that down.
Okay.
So, that's thesensiblesociopathpodcast.com. Where else can you find us, Steve?
Well, I want a shirt that says "My wife's with him." that's a cuckold
With the
line.
Sensible Sociopath Podcast on the back. Crash Vandersloot.
Yep.
No, Dick Drapery. That'd be a Dick Drapery.
Hell yeah. Dick Drapery's banging my wife. Yeah.
Carmichael.
Yeah, Carmichael. He'll make you feel better. So we are on the gram, the IG at the Sensible Sociopath Podcast. You can also hook up with me on Twitter, ladies, at Stephen Paul Cast. It's with a PH, like it should be, like in the good book. And you can also check us out on audio podcasting platforms. You can download us. We get like some like half cents and stuff when you do that. So just download it 600 times or so. You know, give us a few bones. Right?
Yeah, especially
Cat
the
says good night.
Oh, good night, Cat.
Have a good night, everybody.
I
Did you do it
double-tapped.
twice? Oh,
Best
bye.
podcast in the world.
Ooh, it's kind of spooky.
Be the same.
I like it.
No wonder my anxiety's so high.
Two people laughed. Two people cried.
Oh, what's in the box?
Most people were silent.
And that was it.
Now I am become death,
Sounds like a bad time.
the destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, so this doesn't seem like a great idea to me.
I suppose we all thought that, one way or another.
You didn't tell me any of that. That's crazy.
Well, Roma, when you're a hero, you don't tell everyone until you're on your podcast.
I'm about to hear some shit.
We all need to laugh.
I think just sitting down and, listening
The
to...
Sensible Sociopath. This is the shit you're supposed to be watching.
Gen X is gonna love it. Millennials are gonna be like, I'm offended.
Also, my dog has a giant dick.
Oh my god, that's enormous.
I love it.
It's still a racist dog whistle.
Where you kind of have like a rotating cast of characters.
We're talking baby seals, eagles, wolves.
I'm just glad we're not going to have to eat with racism anymore.
It's worse than the butthole.
We're technically considered propaganda.
It is very contagious.
I think we really need to talk about environmentalism.
Like, are they studying pine cones?
Make yourself a nice stingray omelet. That's how Steve Irwin died. Cholesterol.
It's fucking delicious.
His father had ended up killing his mother and committing suicide.
In that order.
That's diabolical. I like it.
They had an apple gun where you could shoot Bigfoot.
Has she always been retarded?
Hey, she could have had a head injury.
You don't know anything about dinosaurs.
He had picked up a 400-pound statue and was like walking around with it.
Was the statue racist?
I like to think so.
It's like how they invented bacon and avocado to make a turkey sandwich tolerable.
I have a fear of fire.
Like a werewolf? Daniel, you've been our greatest viewer. Well, Daniel and Sarah and Katrina. Daniel!